On a cold spring day, Sweden made a bold move. Saab, the Swedish aerospace and defense company, announced its Gripen E fighter jet would join the race to replace Canada's aging CF-18 Hornet fleet. Many observers across Canada-Ottawa military bases nationwide watched with keen interest. This announcement is a significant and unexpected new turn in a story unfolding for over a decade. It's about acquiring new military aircraft. But it's also about vast sums of public money, high-skilled jobs. The decision is complex and carries immense weight. The Royal Canadian Air Force needs a modern platform to defend the second-largest country on Earth, including the vast, unforgiving Arctic. The choice will define Canada's defensive capabilities for 30 and 40 years. It will lock Canada into a long-term relationship with the chosen manufacturer maintenance upgrade support. Saab's Gripen E re-entry injects a fresh dynamic into a competition many thought was narrowing. It forces a re-evaluation of priorities and trade-offs. But first, understand the context. This story didn't begin today. It has a long, often frustrating history. The journey to replace Canada's CF-18s has been a marathon, not a sprint, marked by shifting political winds and evolving technological landscapes. In the early 2010s, the initial plans to find a successor began to take shape, but the process was slow and often contentious. Different governments had different priorities. Budget constraints repeatedly pushed the decision down the road. The period was full of studies and preliminary discussions, a protracted procurement saga stretching over more than a decade, leaving the RCAF operating legacy Hornets well past their intended life. 2017 to 2019 saw the global fighter market heat up. Several next-generation fighters entered service worldwide. American F-35 Lightning II, Eurofighter Typhoon, Saab Gripen. While allies modernized, Canada watched from the sidelines, unable to commit to a single path. Hesitation came from immense program costs and political controversy over the F-35. In 2020-2021, Saab actively marketed the Gripen E abroad, touting advanced capabilities and lower acquisition and operating costs. Gripen E was being built, tested, and refined, Saab pushing the message of a capable, economical fighter. Back in Canada, the replacement program moved slowly. Officials analyzed costs, industrial benefits, and the specific requirements for operating in Canada's demanding environment. By 2023, the political debate grew louder. Advocacy groups, defense analysts, industry stakeholders. Some urged alignment with the U.S. via the F-35. Others demanded a more open, transparent competition for best value and industrial returns. The government affirmed a fair and open competition, creating the opening Saab would later seize. Now, in early 2025, Sweden and Saab have made a definitive push, promising not just a plane, but a partnership. So, what exactly is the Gripen E that has re-energized this competition? In simple terms, the Gripen E is a modern single-engine multi-role fighter aircraft designed and manufactured by the Swedish company Saab. It is the latest and most advanced version of the Gripen family, built from the ground up with the latest generation of military technology. The E designation signifies a major evolution from its predecessors, featuring a more powerful engine, increased range, increased payload capacity, completely new electronic systems. It is designed to be a smart fighter, emphasizing advanced software and networked warfare over brute force or pure stealth. At its core, the Gripen E is built for efficiency and adaptability. Its F414G engine, lower fuel consumption, reduced maintenance costs compared to twin-engine designs. The aircraft is equipped with a Raven ESA radar, providing superior situational awareness. It also features an advanced infrared search and track system, passively detecting targets without revealing its own position. This sensor combo lets the pilot see first and act first. One of the Gripen E's most touted features is its revolutionary system architecture. Unlike older fighters where software and hardware are tightly intertwined, the Gripen E separates them clearly. That makes upgrades significantly easier, faster, and cheaper. Upgrades apply to software, sensors, and weapon systems. Saab says this future-proofs the jet over a long service life without costly structural rebuilds. The design enables seamless integration of weapon systems from different countries, giving Canada more flexibility and sovereignty. The Gripen E was designed for easy maintenance, needing a smaller ground crew and fewer specialized tools. That matters for dispersed or austere northern bases. Saab claims the jet can be refueled, rearmed, and returned to the air in minutes. A low logistical footprint translates into lower life cycle costs. Saab is betting capability, flexibility, and affordability will make a compelling case for Canada. Saab's decision to re-enter the Canadian fighter competition in early 2025 was not a random act. It was a calculated and strategic move. The company correctly identified a crucial window of opportunity. For years, the Canadian procurement process had been fraught with delays and political indecision. The government's public commitment to a truly open, merit-based competition, rather than a sole-source selection, signaled that the door was not closed to alternatives to the American F-35. Saab recognized a genuine chance for a competitor, especially one that addresses concerns about cost and industrial sovereignty. Timing was also influenced by the global market. While Lockheed Martin fulfills massive F-35 orders, Saab saw an opportunity to focus on Canada's specific needs. With pressure from ballooning procurement costs, leadership might be receptive to long-term affordability and guaranteed industrial benefits. By presenting a fresh, comprehensive proposal now, Saab positions the Gripen E as a credible, timely solution, distinct from long-standing rivals. The Saab Gripen E is not entering an empty arena, so to speak. Canada's fighter competition features several formidable contenders. The front-runner in the eyes of many remains the F-35 Lightning II, produced by Lockheed Martin. The F-35's primary advantage is its widespread adoption by the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Italy, Norway. This large user base creates economies of scale and a vast shared logistics and support network, simplifying sustainment. The F-35 is a fifth-generation fighter whose defining characteristic is advanced stealth technology. It pairs stealth with a highly sophisticated suite of integrated sensors that fuse battlefield information. Choosing the F-35 ensures maximum interoperability with the United States for joint defense under NORAD. Another major competitor is the Eurofighter Typhoon. Agile, powerful, and proven across European air forces, with advanced radar and weapons. Boeing's FA-18E Super Hornet offers continuity and twin-engine redundancy. The decision on Canada's next fighter jet strikes at the very heart of national security. The primary responsibility of the RCAF is to defend the country's vast airspace and maintain its sovereignty. This requires long-range patrols, intercepting potential threats, and operating effectively in the extreme cold of the high Arctic. The chosen fighter must fly extended periods, cover enormous distances, and integrate seamlessly with NORAD. Range, speed, sensors, and weaponry will determine Canada's protection for 4 decades. Beyond national defense, the choice shapes Canada's ability to contribute to NATO. Joint missions, collective defense, peacekeeping, and stability operations. Interoperability, communications, data links, and weapons compatibility is critical. The aircraft can strengthen or complicate vital relationships. Relying on a single foreign supplier for spares, software, and support can be a vulnerability. Delays could ground fleets when needed most. Saab's proposal for Canadian production and support addresses this directly. While national security is paramount, the financial implications are staggering and cannot be ignored. Buying a fleet of advanced fighters is one of the most expensive outlays a government can make. The sticker price runs into the tens of billions of dollars. But it's only the tip of the iceberg. The true burden is life cycle cost. Fuel, spare parts, pilot training, technician salaries, long-term maintenance, and upgrades over decades. This is where Saab's argument becomes compelling. They market the lowest operating cost per flight hour in class, attributed to fuel-efficient single-engine design, modern reliable components, and ease of maintenance. Savings over 30-40 years could be immense, freeing billions for other priorities. For governments balancing healthcare, infrastructure, and social needs, affordability is politically attractive. Saab pledges tech transfer and major facilities in Canada, creating thousands of high-quality jobs, if guarantees are ironclad. When evaluating the Saab Gripen E, leaders face clear advantages and disadvantages. The pros are substantial and align with stated priorities. Lower projected costs, purchase and operations, could enable more aircraft or savings elsewhere. Strong industrial offer to build and sustain in Canada, creating jobs and benefits. Impressive technical merits, network-centric warfare, modern AESA radar, sophisticated EW. Operate from shorter runways and austere bases, ideal for Canada's geography. Access to source code offers sovereignty to integrate Canadian-chosen systems. Concerns include its single-engine design, as some prefer twin-engine redundancy over inhospitable terrain and cold oceans. Debate on capability relative to rivals: smaller size, lower payload, shorter unrefueled range. Lacks the all-aspect stealth of the F-35. Smaller global operator base, fewer shared spares, logistics, and collective experience. Potential interoperability, challenges with US-led coalitions. These cons must be weighed carefully against compelling pros. Sweden's strategic reintroduction of the Gripen E into the competition has fundamentally enriched and complicated Canada's choice. This is no longer a simple technical evaluation. It is a profound political and economic decision shaping the nation's future. The Gripen E offers cost efficiency, industrial sovereignty, and partnership with a like-minded middle power, modern capability without an astronomical price tag, and with fewer supply chain dependencies. Plus, Canadian jobs. The choice, however, is not that simple. Cheaper does not always mean better, or better value. Competitors, especially the F-35, offer stealth, sensor fusion, and deep interoperability with the United States. Choosing F-35 keeps Canada at the cutting edge and fully integrated with allies. It brings the security of a massive global support network. Ultimately, Canada stands at a crossroads. Is the goal maximum tech and interoperability at a premium cost, or a highly capable, more affordable aircraft with domestic jobs, sovereignty, and long-term savings? This is the central question for the government, the military, and the Canadian public. Each path carries benefits and risks. The final decision will reverberate for decades. It will define the effectiveness of the RCF, impact the national budget, and influence the prosperity of Canadian industry. Before a contract is signed, hard questions need verifiable answers. Paper promises must be backed by ironclad guarantees. The aircraft must prove itself against Canada's unique operational demands. The nation has a real choice between different defense philosophies and futures. The task now is to make that choice wisely. The story of Canada's next fighter just became much more interesting. Sweden's bold move has reset the race.